Let's see what's going on Twitter today. Are you serious? Why does he act like such a bitch? The man, the myth, the legend, and the fittest skin player in the NBA. His skill set says Hall of Famer. His Twitter responses say bench warmer. He's one of the most confounding NBA players in the social media era. And since 1 year, he's always played with a star-level player alongside him on his team. Honestly, his worst co-star career-wise was Brent Barry. I've always considered Kevin Durant a bit of a prima donna. You don't know what a prima donna is? It's someone that kind of expects privilege as the default, as something that would be considered rights. And one of the things that's always kind of bothered me about Kevin Durant is that he's been spoiled for most of his career. Like I said, he's played with basically a star-level co-star pretty much every year of his career. And even then, he really couldn't muster much of anything until he went to Golden State. As of today, which is 7/2/2022, Kevin Durant requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, primarily seeking trades to either Phoenix or Miami. Now, the frustrating thing about this is that one of his biggest criticisms is he's not considered a bus driver, more so a passenger. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say that he's a passenger, obviously, but Kevin Durant, to me, is more like a bus driver in training. Why I say that? When Kevin Durant left OKC to go play with Golden State, I figured he wasn't going to stay there forever. That wasn't going to be his last stop. If anything, he was going to, run those 2 years up, those 3 years up, and then proceed to go somewhere else and try to win on his own. That's what I figured, which that was pretty much what he intended to do. The thing was, when he went to Golden State, he was welcomed with open arms by Curry and Draymond. Basically, the two-headed leadership of Golden State to teach him all the ins and outs on how to run a team, how to be a leader. The thing was, just like Durant's prima donna nature, he had reservations about how shit should be done. One of the things I noticed just watching them before the stories even started coming out was, in some parts of the game, Durant would ISO when everyone else was running motion and would throw off the whole offense, and everyone's kind of like in this weird tizzy of getting out of the way while he's doing his thing. Now, mind you, Golden State's a well-oiled machine, so obviously it didn't look all that bad to your average everyday fan. But anyone that's watched Golden State for years would notice, hey, that's not normal. Now, mind you, ISOing in itself isn't bad. It's just that when you do it against the grain of the offense, it kind of sticks out. Now, mind you, on top of not wanting to run the offense that was with the team that had already won championships without him, the other thing that I kind of found funny was that he would also say, oh, well, I should get the lion's share of the credit for winning those championships and that MVP. Not understanding that Curry was drawing doubles for most of those games. There were plays where I watched Durant basically either be single covered or run free to the rim because they're that terrified of Curry shooting a three. There were times where Curry's running for his life trying to get free while Durant is being single covered by the only halfway tall guy on the team, usually a center, who can't really play him. But you want the lion's share of the credit. Anywho's, to get back to the point at hand, Durant is seeking to trade to Phoenix or Miami primarily at this moment. At least that's what was posted on Twitter. The thing about those situations is they already have an alpha at that location. Miami, Jimmy Butler, and you could possibly say Chris Paul and or Devin Booker at Phoenix. And the thing is, one of the criticisms is he wasn't a bus driver. He was a bus driver in training. And I think one of the things that's driven me crazy about Durant is he never learned the lessons that Curry and Draymond were trying to teach him. One of the things I noticed when watching Brooklyn play is that it was hard to watch their offense outside of Durant and Irving. Why? Because most of it was ISO ball. Now, mind you, there are picks, there are plays running all that. I'm not going to act like, oh my God, Steve Nash wasn't running plays. But in the same breath, a lot of their plays boiled down to Durant ISOing or Kyrie ISOing. That's not going to win you a championship no matter how you cut it. And the thing was, Durant never learned the lessons that Curry and Draymond was trying to teach him. How to involve the whole team. Because this past year, when Boston basically swept them, the thing was, all they had to do was stop Kyrie and Durant, and the rest of the team would come to a halt. What Curry and Golden State proved is, hey, Curry may be the best player on the floor, but we still need to have a backup plan in case he's having an off night. When Curry ground to a halt, I believe it was Game 5. Game 5, when Curry had that really bad game, he was just missing all his shots. Guess what? The rest of the team picked up the slack because they understood, hey, he can't carry us all the dang time. Hey, he can't do everything all the dang time. Hey, he may be the leader, but the leaders also instilled across the board that we have to pull our own weight too. The thing was, Durant's never got that lesson. He was so busy criticizing how the offense was run and how Draymond was always barking up his tree and how Draymond was always saying this and that to him that he didn't understand what was really going on. They were trying to teach him how to drive a bus. Now, mind you, if you've never driven a heavy vehicle or a semi, you have to be taught by a person that's usually riding along with you. And the thing was, Curry and Draymond tried to teach him, but Durant wasn't hearing it because Durant felt like he knew more than they did, even though Curry and Draymond had already won a championship without him. What's frustrating about this is that Chuck is right, and not saying I don't like that Chuck is right, is that a lot of the other points can seem pretty hyperbolic coming from Chuck and or Shaq, but this is one of those points where Durant just keeps making it more correct the further things go. Because instead of trying to subvert or trying to prove wrong, he just goes with the easy route. So instead of trying to make it work with Brooklyn, not saying he has to, or make it work somewhere where he is the clear-cut leader, he's going somewhere where there's already an established leader and becoming a mercenary all over again. Which was the biggest criticism of him when he went to Golden State. Oh, one of the biggest criticisms, I should say it that way. It's like he never learned how to drive the bus. And he keeps trying to teach himself, but you can't. That's why you have a trainer. And unlike Curry and Draymond, who had Steve Kerr to show them via dealing with Jordan how things should really go and how offense should really run and how you should win and how to win, Durant's never taken lessons to do that. At best, he's just kind of going on the motions and playing the victim when anyone criticizes him. It's frustrating to watch. As a big fan of Durant, and as talented as he is, I don't know what could possibly come good of these trades. He would have to go to a team where he's the clear-cut leader before everyone believes him to be the guy. And it's funny because he's right outside the top 10. Oh well. I hope and wish for the best for him. But at this rate, those rings are going to be more Mickey Mouse than all the criticism LeBron got for the bubble rings. Like, share, and subscribe for more NBA and NFL content. Thanks for watching.